Well, no, don't have any update yet. Got back late. Some guys are still going through some tests and some medical evaluations. Hopefully, I'll know more early this afternoon. But we'll keep you updated if we add anybody to the roster, or we feel like we need guys at any position.
Mike.
I don't know if I look at it like that. I think that the buy-in. Again, I don't know how you necessarily define that. Just trying to show them, I think, what they're capable of doing when we can do it together in all three phases and play up to our identity, because it wasn't great. I thought we played really hard. I thought we flew around on defense. I thought we tried to hammer the football out. Sometimes we did, sometimes we didn't. They made some plays, but I thought we have, even offensively, a lot of room to grow. Special teams-wise, we didn't have the impact that we maybe we're used to the previous weeks or some of the phases. So I think that we continue to show them those things and what we need to improve, the things that we do well. I do think that they are trying to uphold the style of play that we want to play with. And then it's every week is a challenge, and then we'll move on, and we'll prepare to go down and play the Saints that are coming off a huge win at home, and that's where we're at. So I'm happy for the players. I'm always happy for the players. They're the ones that go out and do it. I appreciate the coaches' efforts, but we expect a good week of practice. We expected to go in and play well and give ourselves a chance to win, and that's what we did. And again, hopefully we can build some confidence by the way that we played. We gave up a touchdown drive to start the second half, but our offense came back and answered. And they went down and tied the game, and we came back and made a kick and executed the time and the clock, and gave them an MVP quarterback very little time to be able to do anything. So those are things that we had to do, and so maybe we can show them and say, this is what you're capable of. This is how we'd like to maybe do it a little bit differently. But I don't question the buy-in. I think that they're trying. A lot of things we can improve on. You have to be put in those situations, and I think you have to be in that situation to be able to feel it and execute it. Even the last play, the third down play, we're trying to catch one out of there to the flat and see if we can't get somebody to break free out there. And we've been talking about not throwing that ball away in that particular situation. Again, not to necessarily, unless it was to lose yardage, and he made a great decision to not lose yardage, but also keep the clock going. So I think that those situationally is where he's starting to improve. Not that those situations aren't critical, but there's so much that he and Josh and Ashton and the offense are doing, with him, right, to understand those first and second down, operations, procedures versus pressure and third down. And then it's like, okay, 2 minutes, and oh, by the way, we want to be a good 5-minute football team. We want to, because that means that we're ahead and that we're controlling the ball and the clock, and that we're using all the time. But there are certain things that probably are a little lower on the list of priorities. There's a lot more first and second and third down snaps than there are 5-minute snaps, not to make those less important, but we're practicing in them and we're showing them, and he's understanding. And so that was good because when you get into that situation, you're pretty much it's 2 minute, but it's really 5 minute. You're trying to, take care of the clock to the best of your advantage. So there's a lot of things that we can coach from and hopefully have some confidence with.
Mike, with the decision at the end of the half to kick the field goal, I'm just kind of curious your thoughts on that one. And
I know. I just didn't want to do all that and not come out of there with points. And the way that the first half had gone, I felt like, and not to look at the other side of the coin, but to come out of there tied, I just felt like at least we could say, we were winning the first half, and that we were, in a position to kind of do some things. So, that may change next week or the following week, and just felt like at that point how it was going, just wanted to make sure we came out of there with points and a good feeling going into half. I think at that point in time it did. I mean, we plan on trying to be aggressive and not reckless. Those are conversations that Stretch and I have, that we communicate, to Josh and to everybody else. Certain times throughout the game where it's 3rd and 8, and if we get it close enough that it's 4 down, we try to tell them that. And if we don't get any yards or lose yards, then we make a decision to punt. I think that the communication there is going well, trying to be one play ahead. But to Stefan's credit, we trying to coach that when the guy's not playing the football, go back and create contact, show the official that you're making an attempt to go back to the ball and go through the defender when he's not playing the ball. So would have liked to reward him with a touchdown, wasn't able to do that. But yeah, I think that there's games where you certainly want to be, you feel like you'll need to be aggressive, especially a team that's averaging close to 34 points a game. Oh my gosh. We made it. It was an 8-yard loss to a 12-yard gain. He's continuing to grow and gain confidence and show everybody and show his team and himself the ability to operate in the pocket, ability to operate in scheduled move the pocket plays, and then also off schedule. So putting the ball in good locations and only not throwing behind guys, and going on the move and putting the ball in harm's way. Focused on what the environment would be and what that would look like and how we would have to operate and function. I thought that was really important for a lot of young players that maybe haven't been in a game of that magnitude. It was good to see them, respond and operate. And we had the one, I guess, false start on the, short yardage that was, disappointing how close that was. I mean, that's how they call it, some of these guys. And, Hunter's line of scrimmage penalty is frustrating. Looking over at an official that's 15 yards away. And I'll have to, try to get some clarification on that, on how we're going to do this going forward. But proud of the guys and the way they competed. I was very comfortable going into the game. I was very comfortable. I felt like they practiced, that they were in a good place, and there'll be things that we'll have to coach, and we'll move on, and we'll have to get going here with the Saints. So, can you keep doing it? Can you add the consistency to preparation as this thing starts to wear on and your body starts to feel less than ideal? That's kind of, this is a long haul here. We're just past the quarter pole here, and we got a long way to go. I think anybody that knows me knows I have a great deal of patience. We need everybody. Everybody's role is vitally important, but also, we got to protect the identity, and part of that identity is the ball. But we also believe in treating people the way they treat the team, what kind of teammate they are, how they prepare for their job, the things that they're willing to do to help the team. And in your particular question, I think Ramondre is an excellent protector of the other people with the ball, whether that's in blitz pickup or chasing the ball and being around it and doing all those little things. So I think it's just a fine line of, making decisions, and all our backs are going to play. They're all going to contribute, just as the same way as the ball finds different guys, and when Drake throws it, we'll need everybody throughout this season. Yeah, I think he's just continuing to see things out there in a different run schemes, under center, in the gun. We've tried to find him. Just we'll have some more stuff for him and everybody else that can help us, and like to have us get going on the kickoff return. We were close, one block away on 3 different kickoff returns, and so there's a lot of ways for us to get all those guys involved. We practice it. I mean, you have to practice it, and again, we believe in Travion. I mean, we've seen him protect a bunch, in college, and identifying who to block, and then going to close the distance and coming to balance and not catching, and all those things that are important. So we'll give him the tools, and we'll practice with him, and he's willing, and I'm confident that will continue to improve.
I heard you this morning. How great is it to have your dad as a resource?
Well, it was good to have them there. They've always made trips to Buffalo from Northeast Ohio, and a lot of stuff running through my head. And he was, quick to point out, just like you guys were, a lot of the young players that played in that football game and in that environment, and have rookies on the left side of the line, and then a running back, and playing a young rookie kicker, and all those things, and those pressure moments to be able to execute was a good reminder.
I can't talk to my daughter. She's a head coach, so it's nice.
What's she coach?
Softball. College softball.
Nice.